Next is an amateur MMA fight in the featherweight division. Brought to you by Sprint PCS. Out of the red corner, Mike Sant.
Next bout, presented by Sprint PCS. In the featherweight division, it's amateur MMA here in Johnson City at D3 Sports. Mike Sant first out. Sant 1-0 out of Absolute Jiu-Jitsu in nearby Bristol, Tennessee here in the Tri-Cities. And Bubby, your thoughts on Sant in this MMA bout, our first one of numerous tonight?
I tell you, just looking at this last fight against Callum Gilbert, to fight to a draw in your first fight, that's a lot of grit. That's a lot of grit. I definitely look for Sant to be a force all 3 rounds. It definitely shows that he has the ability to push through all 3 rounds. A fight to a draw, your very first fight.
Sant out of the UK, but now fights out of Bristol, Tennessee, and his opponent is Bud Cook. Bud Cook, 0-4 record out of Wilmington, North Carolina, an independent fighter. You know, just with independent fighters, Bubby, you just never know. You know, how much are they able to adjust fight to fight? Your thoughts on Bud Cook, the opponent for Sant?
Yeah, we seen his last fight at a catch weight of 150. He's going on back down to 145 this fight, but he's fought as heavy as welterweight, but only weighed in at 166. Took a loss that fight to Ernest Robinson. Looking to see if he can put some wins in the column tonight.
Yeah, good fighters that Bud Cook has gone up against. You mentioned Ernest Robinson, also losses to Silas Reynolds, Caleb Miller, and Chris Buttry in Cook's career. Cook, last time out, he fought in June, just a little over a month ago.
Yeah.
All right, Sant is in the cage. We go back to Shamir.
All right, introducing his opponent out of the blue corner, Bud Cook.
So here comes Bud Cook, 0-4, independent fighter out of Wilmington, North Carolina, the opponent to Mike Sant. We mentioned when Cook was last in the cage, Sant's fight, very similar. He also fought in early June. So Sant versus Cook in this featherweight division bout here at Valor Fights 51 in Johnson City, Tennessee. We're live on Facebook. Valor Fights' Facebook page here tonight. We will be live on Full Combat starting with our next bout. So you want to make sure to have fullcombat.com ready to go so you can stream this fight tonight and all of our fights in the future. And you can go back and revisit the archive fights on the great platform of fullcombat.com. Also want to mention, don't forget to check out the Valor Hour on Radio Influence to get ready for each and every event. Let's go back to the cage and Shamir.
All right, introducing first, out of the red corner, fighting out of Absolute Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Bristol, Tennessee. He weighed in at 145.5 pounds. This fighter holds a record of 1 win and no losses. Mike Sant! Standing across the cage, his opponent, fighting out of Wilmington, North Carolina. He weighed in at 146.5 pounds. This fighter holds a record of 0 wins and 4 losses. Bud Cook. Your referee for this bout is Adam Mays.
Adam Mays, our referee in this featherweight division bout, amateur MMA presented by Sprint PCS. Mike Sant in the white trunks, Bud Cook in the black trunks. 3 3-minute rounds at D3 Elite Sports in Johnson City, Tennessee. It's Valor Fights 51. They touch gloves, and we are underway. Sant on the prowl.
Mike Sant immediately pushing pace, looking like a physical specimen, and is already on the back, mounted, ground and pound over Bud Cook. Got full mount established now, seeing if he can put him away.
Wow, and it's
already. You had roughly 10 unanswered blows. We already have an injury with Bud Cook, with Jimmy Neely checking in on him. Making quick work of Bud Cook is Mike Sant.
It is over maybe 20 seconds, the length of this fight, and Sant blows. I don't even know if they were to the back of the head. I think he was just swinging and hitting any part of the body.
He was. Especially when he was roughly standing over Bud Cook, he was throwing ground and pound towards the body, and he moved into full mount, and I really didn't see anything land clean from this angle on the head. We got the replay right here. He's standing over, throwing ground and pound right here. Looks to be, yep, to the body, to the body, to the body. 3, 4.
Yeah.
Boom, couple to the head. Crawls over Bud Cook full mount. Bud Cook gives up the belly right here. Goes right back to the back, just shelling up. And you have Jimmy Neely taps out the strikes right here.
That's what it was.
And that's where it comes in.
Well, I don't know what was coming through clean. Clearly, those were affecting Cook if he tapped.
Absolutely. And it must have, he seemed to be some sort of an injury, it looked to me.
All right, let's make it official. Back to Shamir.
All right, let's make this official. Adam Mays called this fight at 22 seconds into the first round for Mike Sant.